Hello everyone, this is Supersnoopy here, back with another Star Wars: The Old Republic video. Today I have for you guys another Star Wars: The Republic discussion video. In today's discussion video, I'm going to be going over the level scaled world bosses. Now I thought this would be an interesting video since it allows me to just look at the bosses and how they've changed overall with the game. Since I think it's really nice of the fact that now that it's scaled, it will allow all the players to do a bunch of different things and work together as a group. So if you guys enjoy this type of discussion video, as always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like. And if you guys want some nice gaming glasses, then check the links down below. No scope gaming glasses, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the discussion. Alrighty guys, let's get into the video right now. So as you know, in Star Wars: The Old Republic, there are bosses at different locations in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now these bosses are usually in the planets, and it used to be where you could go ahead and solo them. It wouldn't require a set amount of people, and just because of that fact, it was really interesting overall since it allowed a bunch of different players to go ahead and play the game, but at the same time they could also play a bunch of different content. But I mean, a lot of people decided to solo them, as in it used to be they would be lower level, the bosses. You can go ahead and solo them, and then it would be really easy for you to actually take them out. But now with the level scaling that they recently added, you now actually have to go ahead and play the correct way, as in you have to go ahead and get a group together to take them out. As you can tell in the gameplay right here, I understand it's very laggy because there is 24 people. But anyways, we're doing it's actually 23 people at the moment, I'm pretty sure, because one person left. But we're doing the Dreadtooth 10 stacks, and personally I just found this group through just people in the chat, so it's definitely pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, that people are already starting to bring back these bosses, and just a bunch of people just trying to take them out is really cool. But once again, I feel like that the level scaling in the bosses is actually really good for the game. Since, not gonna lie, it seemed for the most part I was always focused on trying to, take out the bosses, but at the same time I was trying to solo them rather than find a group of people and just try to take it out that way. Since for the most part a lot of people kind of kept the idea where you have to go ahead and play the game, but when you're playing the game you can go ahead and solo the bosses rather than just get a group to take them out. Now I know that some people might be annoyed for different bosses, as in the low tier ones, but personally I feel like it's really awesome that BioWare is kind of, trying to include the bosses in a different way than before, and kind of get the players more invested in just trying to try out some of the older content. So personally, I'm all for this idea of just the level scaling. It might be a bit annoying considering the fact that a lot of people enjoyed it just, dealing with the whole entire idea of just trying to solo bosses, but at the same time, I can overlook it since it allows definitely, different replay value, and allows a bunch of different players to go ahead and just play the game differently. But it would be actually really simple to go ahead and just take out the enemies, which I personally find definitely, pretty amusing considering the fact that we can just see different ways to deal with the game and just learn all the tactics again. Since a lot of people just seemed to, forget all the tactics since with the level cap, or, with the level cap at level 60, you didn't really have to learn the mechanics since everything would be, easy mode. So with this in mind, I think it's really cool that they've decided to keep the level scaling and include it with the bosses. And as you can tell, it does really incorporate, the team play rather than just soloing it just for, some quick credits. I know that a lot of people did like the quick credits that you could get through soloing the bosses. I personally liked it myself, but I feel like it's a lot more interesting to go ahead and work with the group rather than just decide to just camp out on a boss, since I feel like that can also get pretty boring on its own, since some people seem to also forget that not always it's enjoyable once again to solo the boss, because you do feel really powerful since you feel like you can take on any enemy in the game. But at the same time, it was a bit disappointing considering that this was group content that a lot of people used to do, and now with that in mind it was kind of gone, and I feel really bad about that. And I feel like it's really awesome that they're just bringing this back, and in a good way, because as you can tell, these are some of the original mechanics when it was level 50, which I find really cool once again that they decided to not change any of the mechanics. Looks like no one decided to move right there, which is really bad. Oh, that's gonna hurt. And people are still attacking the bosses. I think they forget that you can't attack him. Once again, I understand that it's really cool that they've added all this stuff, but as you can tell, sometimes players do forget the different mechanics, and as you can tell, it seems like some people are starting to die right here, which is a bit of a struggle, but once again, it is a learning curve, and with the repair bills, you know, since they're non-existent, I'm alright with wiping, and I've always been alright with wiping, but it seems like some people have different ideas with it. So, yeah, right there, that is, you know, so we just got to go ahead and just keep this up. So, I mean, once again, it seems like we're going to wipe here, but that is all right once again, because I feel like it's really cool that it's going to allow another learning curve, since people that haven't really done this boss right here are going to learn the exact way to do it. And as you can tell, once again, I mean, it's really nice since it allows different players to learn all the different mechanics. I know that may be a struggle to some, considering the fact that people don't like learning the mechanics or learning the way to deal with, you know, the bosses. But once again, I feel like it's really important just to keep that in mind, rather than just trying to constantly just take out bosses with no skill. Now, I know originally in some other discussion videos and highlights, I have mentioned that at the same time I felt kind of indifferent with this change, as in I kind of felt it was really cool. Not only that, because of the fact that it was extremely cool for players to, you know, try and take out different stuff, that we were going to go ahead and just get some different group content once again. But the thing is one thing that I also noticed is that, I mean, some people don't really like the change, and personally I was kind of one of those people that didn't really like it to the best, considering to the extent, I mean, once again, it was group content, so I had to accept that, and I was fine with that. And since I understood that, once again, that it was original group content, I decided, you know, hey, this change could be useful. And as you can tell right here, it's really nice because it's allowing players to, you know, just make a big group to go ahead and just take on a similar task. And of course, that task is to take out these bosses. And I think that a lot of people forget that. And since they have these additions right here, it's going to get a lot more people interested in just the bosses themselves, rather than just a, you know, quick little way to try to get credits, or just to go ahead and just take a boss on alone. And when I feel like veteran players and new players start to understand the fact that this is group content, it allows them to see the bigger picture with the whole entire idea of, you know, these boss fights. And as you can tell right here, once again, people are saying good pull and stuff, because it's really nice since they actually removed the repair bills and whatnot. It's really nice just to go ahead and just see what we can do. Since as you can tell, players are just trying to, you know, get together and take out this boss right here. And since there's no, you know, repair bill, it allows a bunch of people to see a bunch of different things, as in it allows them to learn exactly how to, you know, play the new bosses. Even though they aren't technically new, it's really nice since it allows a bunch of different people to understand the way to take out this boss, rather than just, you know, winging it and just soloing it and requiring, you know, no mechanics to be, you know, learned. But I will admit, though, when bosses like Dreadtooth in this, when you try to solo them, it was extremely cool, since, I mean, they could still damage you and hurt you a bit, but once again, you still don't exactly, you know, get the same feel as in just doing it as a group. Because, I mean, hey, having about 23, 24 people is really nice, since it allows you to, you know, just work all together as a team, and just coordinating a bunch of people to, you know, take out a boss is really interesting, since I haven't seen this in a while where we've actually had almost a full ops group just focused on just trying to take out one boss. And the only time I've seen that, once again, was another time when I was trying to do Dreadtooth 10 stacks. I believe that managed to work out pretty well. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today for the bosses and how they've been level scaled. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this SWTOR discussion video, just me going over the different level scaling and how it has affected these bosses on the different planets. As always, if you guys enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.